In 1999, marine researcher Captain Charles Moore analyzed the water content of the largest of these and found 6 times more plastic than plankton, the staple food source in marine life.
Almost universally, I would say, Norfolk Academy graduates seem to have a different quality of preparation. They distinguish themselves in terms of leadership, and probably most important, they had a deep appreciation for the culture of the school.
We say that, your moral fiber defines you more than your academic achievement. We're talking about actually the formation of a child from the inside out. I would suggest that there are plenty of places where their academic product is pretty good. I think ours is excellent, but I just think our human beings are so much better.
It really does fundamentally start with a human connection, and it starts with children constantly engaging with adults. The great enemy here is anonymity. I'm usually there shaking hands with every child coming through. I know every child in the upper school by name. I try to know all 1,200 children individually and intimately by name and know their families.
Everyone's so welcoming. I came new as a 9th grade student, and that was a really different experience coming from a much smaller school into a much larger one, and everyone was just the greatest, and they're all my best friends at this point.
People are most surprised about when I tell them about Norfolk Academy is that it's fun. The teachers here, they make it a fun time. The coaches, even though they want to win, they make sure you're having fun. That's priority number 1.
They make learning fun. They incorporate it into everything that you do. So there's always something new to do, there's always something new to learn.
This year my favorite class is my English class.
My favorite subject right now is, I have to say, physics, hands down. I love physics.
I really like the sciences because it's exciting finding out how things work.
My favorite teacher is the dance instructor here. He's inspired me so much with his lifelong skill, his lifelong experience. He's definitely been the person that made me want to be a performer.
One of my favorite teachers is my math teacher, and her math class is notoriously hard. When I first was in her class, I was a little bit nervous as to how it would go, and she just completely guided us through and made math so much easier. She explained it so well, and now here I am with her as a teacher, and it's a completely different story.
I like the idea that we're challenging, I like the fact that students every single day get up and come to school because they know they will be challenged. The day that they don't feel like they're being challenged, I don't think we're doing our job.
The best thing that can happen to a child is to extend the educational life for him, for us, for the faculty, to the tennis courts, to the theater, to the football field, the soccer field. Those moments and opportunities and programs that reside outside the classroom, that's where the real business of education is accomplished and where the real mission of the school is most meaningfully delivered.
Oftentimes you'll get a teacher that is also your coach, he's your faculty advisor, and he teaches your favorite class. And that relationship that you have, it's not a student-teacher relationship, it sort of becomes an amicable relationship, and you start to really form a bond with that teacher.
The teacher-coach model gives the student and the teacher an entirely different way of interacting with each other, learning from each other, becoming a part of this experience together, but in a different venue.
If you walk out onto a field in the afternoon, that same person that taught you physics or the same person who taught you English is now coaching you. And then you get to share that with that person the next day in the school building. I don't think that there's anything more valuable than that. I don't think anyone can discount the power of that kind of relationship between a student and an adult.
Our students, I think, understand us more completely as people, and we understand them more importantly.
When you come to Norfolk Academy, try everything. You could become a thriving member in the arts community, you could become a star in the athletic field, or you could become a superstar in the classroom.
We have athletes that play instruments. We have artists that do sports. It's definitely become intertwined with each other.
I play the violin. I also play football.
Yeah.
And then also I still do my classic classes like physics, pre-calculus, Spanish 4.
The exposure to drawing, to painting, to dancing, to singing, to playing an instrument, to being in the musical, those are all things that we want students to try and appreciate ultimately where they fit in our aesthetic world.
I didn't know what I wanted to do for the longest time here, and then in 10th grade, one of my teachers told me, you should try out for the musical, and I did, and I loved it, and that's become a passion of mine.
Everybody finds their place. Everyone can find their place here, whether it's on the athletic field or in the arts itself.
You can just be yourself because there's no pressure to be like everybody else, and there's so many opportunities for like the arts and sports, so you're not forced to do any one thing.
For students who are willing to push themselves, to be challenged, to work hard, our school can be a wonderful fit.